Hey guys, it's V-Man from No Budget Productions, and with me today is my friend Warren Hawk. Warren, how are we doing today, man?
I'm doing great, man. How you guys feeling, man?
Eh, well, I'm a little tired, worked last night, and
Yeah,
it's big old storm and everything. So I was like, oh, I felt like
yeah.
Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, but it needed the rain, so it's all good. It's all good. But with that in mind, how are things on your end, man? What's up with you? How are things going with you?
Working just like everybody else, man. Out here just working and continuing to hope to bring you guys more. And I appreciate everyone. I can't say that enough. That's what I want to say. So that's how things have been for me. Um, Hopefully we'll be doing more soon because I get it, man. And I want to see more myself. It's a lot of fun. And I appreciate everyone sincerely. But that's what I've been doing, just working just like everybody else, man. And continue to just keep pushing forward, you know, as we all
Uh,
have to do.
well,
Yeah,
there you
man.
go,
That's
man.
what I've been up to. In
Right
short.
on, man. Well, especially the way everything's all crazy in the world today. Like you just gotta keep pushing along, man. That's all you can do these days. So a couple of weeks ago, for those that are watching in the chat and for those that are watching in the rewind, um, for those that don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I or was it about a month or so ago? A while ago, I reached out to Warren, and to those that don't know, I've only really spoken to Warren once, and it was a great conversation. He calls me up after a couple texts of phone tag per se, but calls me up and I answer with Porky's House of Porn, and dude has a wonderful sense of humor because he got my sense of humor. And I instantly fell in love with the guy. I was like, man, this is a guy that I know I'm going to have some fun with. But outside of most people assume because we make Star Trek films that we all know each other and are best friends and everything. But a lot of the times you don't know the people that you are on screen with. Even though you're in the movies together, a lot of times you don't know who you're working with. Um, I heard
True.
that once on a behind the scenes thing on Star Trek, and I was like, well, that's really weird. But they were talking about how like people on Voyager didn't really know people on DS9, even though they worked in the same lot. I was like, well, that's odd, but that's really true. I've never met Warren, but I think we talked for what, like an hour and a half, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but but I had a great conversation with you. Um, but one of the things that I brought up was
Now ask
doing
me if I
the
can remember it. I couldn't tell you. Go ahead.
yeah. But one of the things that I brought up was the paintings that Richard Roberto was doing. Um, and he said, sure that it, you know, um, and if for the reveal here. Um, and so here we are. For the people at home that don't know, Richard Roberto is a painter. He went through COVID, and the fan films really meant a lot to him, and they kind of helped get him through COVID. And he wanted to paint his passion. That being said, he wanted to reach out to the captains and paint them because they were kind of his passion. Um, so that being said, uh, Warren Hawk, the current captain of the USS Excalibur, uh,
Yes.
from the Avalon Universe. Um, here,
Commodore.
here Commodore. Pardon me,
Commodore.
Commodore. Uh, yeah, see, I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible with ranks. This is why I'm going to be getting the shaft off the Excalibur here soon. So uh, look forward to that on Avalon, guys. Menard gets fired. That's going to happen. But so here we go. I'm gonna reveal the painting. You could tell me your thoughts on it, and then we're gonna do a speed run video where we can actually watch the
This is what
painting?
this
What's
is
that?
what made the conversation, our first conversation, last an hour and a half. Is literally because I was literally so excited about the painting. So my mind just like went into like overdrive. Like, really? Somebody's doing, I was like, and it's not just, like a portrait of yourself, doing whatever. Could be a great painter that does a portrait of you. It doesn't matter. It's me as Commodore Jaconde. So that's where I was like, oh my goodness, really? I got to see this. Okay, I'm done. I just had to get that out. All right, I'm done.
No, this is your thought. I mean, this everybody always hears me ramble. They're like, oh, fuck the fat man. Let's hear the important one. Like, they don't need to hear me. Like you talk it, you take it and run with it, man. Like I don't need to, they don't need to hear me. So all right, here. Let me get the painting up and you can tell me your thoughts on it. I have to say this is honestly, I showed Josh last night. I showed him both yours and Tyler's because Tyler is having his reveal on when I say reveal, it's like a baby shower, one of those, you know. He's having his
Hey.
if it fits, like he's having his reveal on Saturday. But I sent both of them to Josh, and he loved them both. He's like, man, these are great.
Exactly, it's like a baby.
Right. So, all right. So here's your painting. 3, 2, 1, and here we go.
Oh wow. It's really nice, man. Wow. You don't really have words, you're just like, wow. It's really nice.
Yeah.
This is like a baby shower. You're all emotional and everything. I mean, you're happy.
Yeah.
Man, that's really nice.
Yeah, like I said, that it's one of my favorites. I took the picture of a screenshot. It was one of the ones that Josh had posted in the little group that we're in. And when I saw that picture, I was like, man, this is the one. And it's a close up of you looking at the monitor, but there was that intensity that you had. And like I've said before with the other captains, when I look at a picture, it's always very telling when you can't see the actor, you see the character. And that was this moment in the picture where I was like, this has got to be the picture that Richard paints. And when I saw the picture and he sent it back, I was like, oh man, I literally got goosebumps looking at this. I was like, you captured his spirit perfectly in this picture.
Like he painted me like that. That's some great detail. I mean, you can argue different things, but other than, I mean, like, I'm like, that is, wow. That is, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that is, wow. Yeah, I don't have words for it right now. This will take
It's
me
okay.
probably like a week just for me to like process,
Well,
like seriously, and dissect and just continue to just look at and honestly hope that, hey man, don't own the rights to this one, but I hope that it, inspires and spurs the support that we continue to need to keep bringing great projects out, man. Have fun. I mean, seriously, simple like that. Have some fun and make what people want. Make what I want to do too. Seriously,
yeah.
Just have some fun and enjoy yourself because have so much going on. We all do. We have so much going on, so we try and find joy in the things that we love the most. And I appreciate everyone.
Well, that's the that's the thing. This, people paint, Patrick Stewart or William Shatner, but like us, to paint our Star Trek characters, like nobody does that.
Nah.
It's something like this. It's like that. That's kind of one of those once in a lifetime things. And I know they have on Facebook that paint app, but to see someone interpret your character, um, it's not 100% accurate, but like that, there's something that can be said about it. Doesn't have to be like, it's not supposed to be, because it's an interpretation, and there's a beauty about that, and it's it's to me, I love that, because it's like you go to an art museum because you see the passion, you see uh the beauty in it, and I love them. And you
Actually,
will be
actually,
getting.
I was gonna say it wasn't the accuracy. It was really like, wow, I wish I did look that great. But I mean, that the guy that is such a great job. Like that's what I honestly was thinking. So I did a process that immediately. Like, wow, like I wish I looked that good all the time. But I was like, yep, that's me. But yeah, hey, hold on, let me get the Jaconde look. Seriously, that's what
You're
I
just
was
gonna walk.
thinking, man. But
You're, you're just gonna walk around with like a picture over you. It's just pretend
yes, yes. Walk around the pig.
that's it.
Oh,
That's
that's an
it.
easy one right there. That's an easy one.
Well,
We might have to
you
we might
will
have to
be.
get that for the next film. We're getting that. I'm just
There
gonna
you
say put
go.
that
There
out
you
there
go.
now.
Well, you will be in about 2 or 3 months, once the actual painting dries or cures or whatever the term is.
Wow.
um, you will be getting a copy, or not copy. You will be getting the painting itself. So I will be asking for your address. So he will be sending it to you.
Ah,
Um, he's already sent off the first set of paintings to the individual captains. So don't think he's going to be sending anthrax in the mail or anything.
nah, no. I could care less about. I just want to see it. At this point,
Yeah, I
I
tell you,
probably would
there's.
do all that later. I probably wouldn't even care. Like, oh, he passed out. He was holding his painting.
But seriously, it was over his face because he was walking around with it.
So if it was something bad, I guess I'll be holding my painting. It's a great thing. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
Yeah, you're good. No, but but no, he's like, that was one of the other things. Like, once, like, he's got such a generosity of spirit. Like, one, to do the paintings of all these captains,
Yeah.
but two, to send the painting itself to the actual person. The
Yeah.
only thing he asks is, once you get the picture, if you would take a picture of yourself, like a selfie with the painting, so he
Definitely.
can put that on his Instagram. Um, but I mean, it's let's go through the speed run real quick, and then we can talk back again. You won't the audience won't be able to hear you or me. They'll only be able to hear him talking. And it's about 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and then it'll come back to us. So we're going to go to that in about 3, 2, 1, and
Welcome to my channel. This is another time-lapse video of an alla prima portrait. This is of Warren Hawke, who plays Captain Jaconde of the USS Excalibur in the Avalon film universe. And forgive me, I forgot to turn my camera on while I was doing the initial drawing. I will say, though, that it's very much like the other drawing I've done. There's some more Riley rhythms here than usual, just to try to capture different parts of the form and the different planes of the head. Initially, I did have a drawing that was a little too forward facing. You can see this is a little more 3/4, so I had to make some adjustments, and I do that just by using a Q-tip to sort of wipe away some of the lines I use, and I draw in paint, so it's a lot easier to sort of wipe it away that way. And I'm starting off with the shadow. There's some really, really interesting shadows and highlights and bounced light into the shadows here. You can see I put a very simple background in rather than trying to paint parts of the film set which are behind Warren here. I just went ahead and made that very simple abstract, but still try to capture, I think, the essence of what those colors meant. And just working from dark to light in the shadow sections. You see I'm leaving some parts of the shadow off where there's reflected light in it, and I'll go back and fill those in later, even though in terms of value, they're actually still quite dark, except for some of the very bright spots. I still want to leave them out because honestly, I didn't want to change brushes and having to mix that color because it's a very cool highlight. And there's some really warm highlights on the lit side of the face. This is a lot of fun to do because again, the lighting was just so awesome. I just love having this kind of dramatic light to work with. And it just made it a lot easier. The structure of the head is just easier to capture when you have that kind of help going on with the shadow part. And you see me here adding some of the highlight colors, and they're still very dull until I add just the very brightest parts. And that's all you really need to do is capture those parts. If I painted them as sort of broadly as they appear to my eye, then when I look at the painting, it'll look overly bright. It'll look like I have overdone that highlight. So I try to minimize that so that I'm not kind of overdoing that. And the result of that now I think is more organic. And now I'm working on just the shadows in the uniform. And I'll just go ahead and fill that in and try to make a good match for that color. The color on the actual photograph is very shiny. I'm not exactly sure what the material is. I didn't quite get that level of detail in the coverage here, but I did try and make sure it read like a garment. I just wound up putting some highlights in, and again, some of the color from that background is reflected in those highlights on the uniform, so we try to capture those as well. And this is the final portrait. I hope Warren likes it. If you like this video, please click the like button. Please subscribe and set your notifications as well. And that can be found on the internet at robertosuzuki.art, and Instagram at roberto_suzuki_art, and on Facebook at fb.com/robertosuzukiart. Thank you.
So what were your thoughts on seeing the whole thing from kind of start to finish?
Oh, it was amazing. Time-lapse artwork is always amazing. I mean, especially when I wouldn't have thought that I would see a time-lapse video of someone painting a depiction of me as a character in a Star Trek fan film as Captain Chakande in this particular picture. I don't know which film he got that one from, that particular view or look or idea, but I never thought I would see something like that. So that was beautiful within itself. I can't wait to look at it again on YouTube, and not to watch it over and over again, but to share with people that I know. I appreciate this a lot. I know that's not a lot of words, but that's what's coming out right now. I really appreciate it a lot.
Well, I'm glad. I really am. Like, that was one of the one of the things that when he had said that these fan films helped get him through COVID and everything, like it kind of helped keep his mind active and everything through.
That's more than active, man. That's phenomenal. So I'm sorry, just
no,
wow.
Absolutely. Like, it's one of those things that you never know who you're gonna touch,
Yeah.
And that to me is like, I love being able to see that reflected in the art, because each one of these captains that he paints, like, that's a reflection of how he's been touched, and how it's just, when we all started doing these fan films, none of us would have thought that we'd been painted like this, and I know for me personally, I started almost 9 years ago, and I was just a guy with a cell phone. Who would have thought that I'd have been painted, and I never would have thought that I'd be doing stuff like this now.
You've been painted now.
Yeah. Like one of those French girls,
You've been, yes. I've been depicted. He's not
right?
just painted, depicted.
But it's one of those things. It's one of those things where you know it's just it's a great feeling, you know. And now I think he has like 14 or 15 captains now painted. Um, and you know it's an entire library of captains now that he has painted, you know. And so it's kind of a limited edition, you know, and you're one of the captains now above, you know, in that. So, you know, um,
Definitely, man. I'm still here. I'm just looking for a cord because my
oh, that's all
battery's
right, man.
showing low.
Oh, okay. Well, with that in mind, we're about to head. As I say, I hear my kid in the other room getting kind of loud. Um, did you? Was there anything? Yeah, when the kid gets loud and the mom's trying to sleep, that's about time to head out. Was there anything else you wanted to say before we actually headed out, man?
Um, I can't wait to the next film that we do to put it out there so everybody will have something to enjoy. And I mean, literally just like that, you know, everybody have something to enjoy. And get into the story as always. Hopefully, you never know what, the scene or what it's going to be about. Definitely more, hopefully see more Jakande for everyone so we can have some fun, man. Just see where the story goes for Commodore Jakande.
I gotta remember Commodore. I gotta remember that. Ian
And,
Mitchell's in the chat, and he says, "Love your acting on the fan films, Warren. You come across really well at being a captain." Um, and
thank you.
that's yeah. I can't wait, honestly, to get on set and actually work with you, man. That's one of the things about you know, seeing your performance, like, you know, you and Interlude and then you and Avalon. Like, I got really excited. I was like, man, I can't wait for Crisis coming up, you know, because I know that's something where we're all going to be getting together, and you know, I can't wait. So that's one of the things I'm looking forward to, because I mean, yeah, you look like
We
you're.
need
I mean,
this.
yeah, yeah.
We need this. So I need it too. So we're gonna do more. And I'm truly this is amazing, man. Like I kind of, don't really have all the words together that I want to say because there's so much that I honestly want to say to someone who does not know me at all, and they were inspired to do a portrait of me for whatever reason. That in itself, it all things like this always help you get along in whatever life you have, no matter who you are. So that's why it means a lot, like more than anything can measure or amount to, and that's what I would like to say. That's what I'm saying, man. That's really how I feel, man. It's a lot. I appreciate it a lot, man. It's a lot. Really do.
Well,
I did find a cord though, so we're back. I'm charged. I'm not gonna die. The phone's not gonna die. Sorry about that.
right on.
All right, baby's crying. The baby shower in the background.
It's all coming full circle, man. Full circle. Well, with that being said, Warren, I'm glad that you came on, man. It's great to actually. I mean, I know we've talked on the phone. I know we've texted back and forth, but it's good to actually just kind of bullshit with you for a little bit, face to face per se. But I can't wait to do it in person because I mean, I've heard horror stories from Josh. I can't wait. I can't wait to be with you on set and just kind of bullshit with you because I don't know if you've heard stories about me, but I love going to set and having fun. It's one of the best things to do.
That's what I do. But the job gets done, and there's no fooling around. Time is not wasted or anything, but in between cuts, I do what I do to stay in my motivation and in my mode. And then you hear action, then, and you guys have got what you got, and I'm going to continue to give that. I mean, seriously, with everything I have, I'm going to continue to try and give a great depiction for everyone, so they have something to enjoy. You know,
Yeah.
simple like that.
No, you are. No, you're great, dude. You're great, man. You're great. You are great. So, with that being said, Warren, I want to say thank you for joining me. Like I said, in about 2 or 3 months or so, I'll hit you up, get your address, and then we'll ship that off to you. So be on the lookout for that. I will send you a text of the picture here in a few minutes. So you'll have an actual copy digitally of it. So you can share that with your friends. Be like, hey, look what I got, you know. So you will have that, but then you'll have an actual physical copy. I mean, early, you'll have the physical here in a couple months. But I want to thank you honestly for coming on and you know, being with me today, because I'm glad to finally do this and show you, because this gives me a lot of pleasure to show you guys, like, hey, this is something very few people get to actually sit in the captain's chair. Even fewer people have the painting done, you know. So to me, it's just like, man, this is like it's. I feel like we're the Grey Poupon of Star Trek fan films, you know, like, you know. Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon?
Yeah.
We're still playing.
You know what today is?
So
You know what today is?
what is today?
Chikan Day.
You know, I hope I'm glad you're not the writer of the films, because these, you know, that would have a very Naked Gun type vibe. I'm that feels like a Valentine. That no joke. That feels like a Valentine.
That's somewhere
What's that?
there till you release it. It's there.
It's good God, good God, man.
That was a good time. It was a good one. It's the most work, you know, dry, has to be played dry. Anyway, but yeah, that's my joke. All right, I'm done. Baby stuff, man. I'm a dad too, but I don't have a baby anymore. Long time since.
See,
anyway.
dad jokes. Dad jokes are okay. It's, you know, it's okay. It's okay. You know, I tell them myself. So, you know, it's, and you always get that look of like, oh, Dad, you're not funny. You know, so it's, yeah, I get it. You know, but it's all good. It's all good. So with that being said, Warren, I want to say thank you for joining me. Everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it, especially you, Ian, who said he was a little late. But Ian, don't worry about it, man.
I'm not even gonna lie. Was anyone asking me questions in the chat? Because I couldn't even see the chat.
No, it was just Ian.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, it was just Ian. Yeah. No. Who did say he looks forward to seeing you for many years to come in fan films and beyond.
Yes.
Let's see. Then we have Zamir, who just says hello.
What's up, Zamir? Samir.
We call him Zam, but yeah, that's
Zam. Good day to you.
Oh, Ian does have a question. He says, how much of Warren is in Jakande?
There's a lot of I'm always in my characters, even if I don't have actual elements or parts of my characters, and I definitely put myself in that. I get the feel. So definitely, I would say 90% it's 90% of it is me, and the 10% is Jakande. You know, so you just take a moment, you know, to just kind of just be and feel what the concept and the idea is, and go with it within yourself, and let it be a feeling and an emotion and how you feel. And of course, you're your worst critic, so you're every take you're like, I don't like it, do it again. That's yeah. Anyway, Um, but it it's definitely in my mind at least, a lot of me, um, not who I am as a, in a day to day, but a lot of me and how I feel about who Jakande is. Um, I would argue to say 95% of it is me, but I'll say 90% of it is in a story to be told as well.
Oh, William Wells says, "Hey guys, hey Bill, how we doing, man?" Yeah, Ian says, "Warren, get making those fan films, man." I think Warren and I both are eager to getting on the fan films, so I don't think you have anything to worry about on that. We're eager. There's something that's called The Crisis that's coming up. We can't really talk too much about it. It is secretive, but we do have that. Josh has been hinting about that for quite a while, but I think that's something that Warren and I both are excited about. Yeah, I wouldn't miss that for the world. So I know. What about you, Warren? Any chance of you skipping out on that one, or you?
I cannot talk about the project too much at all. I can't say, it's, the painting is one thing, but the next film that's released with Jakande as a Commodore, again, is going to, hopefully elicit a lot of good stuff, man. From yourself personally, when you get to view it and everything, just just feel and be excited and get that whatever you get from it.
I feel like at this point, this is now like I'm gonna have to talk to Josh. Be like, you need to at least several times have Menard be like, Captain, and then you correct it, Commodore. Like that needs to be like the running joke between us now. Like,
no, actually, he's had to correct me. No, you don't understand. This has been plugged, okay? Because I kept saying, oh, when I kept saying Captain Jakande. He had to keep reminding me. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. I'm serious. You think I'm joking? This is not me being like Commodore Jakande. Damn it. No, this is just literally. It's been programmed. I literally had to stop calling myself. I was like, okay, I'm a captain. I mean, a Commodore. See, I just did it right there. But he would tell you that took about a day for me to stop, referring to myself as Captain Jakande, Commodore Jakande Warren. Anyway, sorry. Anyway.
You're good, man. So all right, well, so I don't see any more questions in the chat. And now my wife's phone is going off, so I'm gonna have to let you go, Warren.
Oh,
so with that
Yep.
being said, Warren, I want to thank you for joining us. Everybody in the chat, Zam, William, Ian, thank you very much for joining us. And everybody watching on the rewind, thank you for joining us. And go over to the Avalon channel, watch Warren over there as Commodore Jakande, and follow him. So you can see him there. And just know that more is coming. So with that being said, everybody, be genuine, be safe,
yes,
and keep on geeking on, guys.